Hey, welcome to the channel. So, I want to talk about a bit of a spark issue on these Yamaha G1 golf carts. I got this one less than a week ago. Didn't know anything about golf carts, right? I'm mostly a snow machine, snowmobile guy, whatever you want to call it. But I like two strokes. This thing looked way different when I first got it. It was like faded purple with a whole bunch of scratches all over it. I painted it, looks cool now, but I bought it non-running, but it has great compression. You can feel it when it's turning over. It turns over just fine. The guy even gave me a battery with it. Like, it was a good deal. I traded him an AR for it, so pretty good. That's not paint, by the way. That's mustard. I was eating corn dogs earlier. One of them rolled around, so I've kind of cleaned everything up now. In the process of painting the wheels. You can see I got some overspray when I was painting the actual cart, but the spark issue. From what I've completely immersed myself in the world of these golf carts in the past couple days. And from the forums from 20 years ago to now, it seems like the stop switch on the gas pedal, the CDI box, the coil, spark plug, it's a very simple system, but the way it's set up to run in a golf cart, whatever you want to call it, is kind of weird. So this was fascinating for me when I first learned it. Like, the starter motor is also a generator for the battery, but it also moves the cart to get it going and all that stuff. It's really interesting. And it spins the motor backwards. Really interesting stuff. But I've been dealing with no spark since I got it. And I've tried new CDI, new coil, another new coil. I've played around with all the wiring right here. I've almost memorized the wiring diagram for these things. Got your brown, your orange that goes to the coil, the red or the white with a red, white with green stripe. Those are kind of important. I think that's where my issues have been, in these wires right here. Your issue will probably be different if you're watching it for this, but it's a very simple-ish system, to be completely honest with you. So I have mine torn apart, and I'll show you why. After using where is it? There it is. My multimeter, ohming everything out. I went through everything, and there's been, what was that? There's a little beep boop, something beep booping at me. I don't think it's probably my keys or something like that. After going over every bit of wiring, and there's some sketchy stuff. Take a look at this. Here's one of the fuses, right? This will be funny. That's just some copper wire. There's some real sketchy stuff that happened in this thing's past. I'll tell you what. Yeah, whatever. That'll hang loose for a bit. Just take a look at the main harness here. What was going on here? My guess is it probably touched the exhaust and burned out. It looks like it's not the first time it's happened, too. There's a repair there, a really bad repair there. That's just disgusting right there. Whoever did that should be given a warm hug. But I've ohmed everything out, from the switch, the pedal. I've gone through everything, trying to figure out why I don't have any spark. And I don't know why it's... let me just show you. So this is the magneto stator that sits in here, right? This gives you the little bit of charge to power the CDI, get you going. It's on snowmobiles, that kind of thing, dirt bikes, chainsaws, whatever. Got your source coil right here. This is what actually gives you your power, I think. Here's your trigger coil. Now, you can see this one is the little gauze wrapping is gone. And wires are missing, because I was playing with this, just looking at it. because for the longest time I was probing the green and red, or the white with red stripe, white with green stripe up here. And I don't know if I bumped something loose later, but it was giving me an ohm reading. And then when I started messing around with the plug down there, and when I ohmed those out on this end of the plug, no more ohms, open loop, on the white with red, white with green. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to pull this thing apart. So I did. It wasn't too bad, actually. The little balancer, flywheel, magneto contraption over there was a bit stuck, but I had some variations in pullers here. I think I used a steering wheel puller. I got these bolts off of another guy's YouTube video. He helped me out a whole bunch. I just with the bolt names, I forget his channel or whatever, but 8mm by 1.5 or 1.25, something like that. Don't hold me to that, but that was the right size for those 3 puller holes. So that got me there, because that was, if you can see, a little rusty. I probably should have soaked it down further in some penetrating oil, which I had, but if I had let it sit for a day, it probably would have come off easier. So my issue with this was somewhere in this, corroded looking coil here, and I've gone over with a wire brush and cleaned this up since, and this is loose because I had pulled it off and was trying to ohm it out. Like, can I save it? Because here's some of the winding right here. This is where the red wire was attached to. It was attached to that, which is the end of the coil. And I'm assuming this is the beginning of the coil. And, I mean, maybe I'm just completely wrong, but from the wiring diagram, this is like a, resistive thing. So I've determined that the trigger coil is bad. This is why I'm not getting spark. For me, this is my situation. I got one on order. Unfortunately, these things are like $90 because no one makes them. They're long discontinued part, so they can charge whatever for them, I guess. And that little piece right there, the size of like a quarter, is $90. Whatever. Okay, I need it. I want to get this thing running. So it's on order. It's coming. Again, I could probably rebuild this, but I couldn't find like specs as far as how many turns you need, what kind of like resistance you need to make this thing. Because apparently that's kind of important on these like CDI deals. So that like it just the extra complicatedness with the starter generator battery thing is throwing me off a little bit, just because I'm mainly a snowmobile guy with like just 80s stuff. But this thing was a steal. I mean, I had like $400 in the AR, something like that, and this thing is sweet. Like, the paint job is like sick. It's not the greatest, but 10 feet away it looks pretty cool. I also got the little like back support rails powder coated with the spray can. They look pretty cool. They've been dried for a couple days now. This has just been sitting in here watching me fail. This was a big mess earlier. I cleaned this up for the video. Like, I organized all my tools. This was just exploded with everything a couple hours ago. But yeah, now I'm just waiting on that little piece right there to show up, and this should get back on the road. And if it's not, I'm probably going to cry a little bit, but I think it's that right there. I think that's the issue. I mean, I've literally gone through everything else. I've gone through the pedal, the stop switches. I've gone through the actual main switch. I've gone through the entire wiring harness. Even this, like all this, even though it looks terrible, it's actually like all wired correctly, which is really funny because this is like disgusting. Like, look at all those wire nuts. Ugh. I'm a really, neat soldering guy. I have like, a real soldering station. I take pride in just like making all my wires look perfect. So this is kind of a, you know, mess. I mean, like this grounding cable looks not great. I'm sure you're probably losing some parasitic draw through that. I mean, you never know, but that's not what I'm dealing with right now. So this is my best explanation. I think, I hope this is somewhat informative to someone who might be in a similar situation. They're stuck. CDI, check this out. These things just go bad, I think. They just go bad. But it's pretty simple. It really is. Like, look for the wiring diagram. You can find it. It's really easy to read. It's a pretty simple one. You know, it's 6 wires, I think. 5 wires. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 6 wires. 6 something wires, I think. Yeah, these are your trigger. This is your trigger coil, pickup, whatever you want to call it. This is your power to your coil. You can see orange right there, orange right here. Black is just grounding out to the engine, just completing the circuit. I think black with white line here, I think this is your power input, because I think this, like the brown and the black with white, I think are your power. It's a bit confusing. Sorry if I'm not being very clear about it, but again, I just started playing with this like a couple days ago, and Google has been my friend. There's not a whole lot of resources out there for this thing, I'll tell you that much. You can find some forums, some help out there, but these are pretty antiquated machines here, so I'm just trying my best to get this thing working again, because this thing will be sweet. Ride this thing around the neighborhood, hell yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry if I'm not really that much of a help here, but I love this old machine. It'll be cool to get that running. I also have a bit of an update for that thing, but not the right video for that. I got an engine for it, so that'll be cool. Thanks for checking out the video if you've stuck around this long. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Please drop a like, subscribe. It'd be really cool. I'm growing my channel. It's pretty cool. Like in the last month, I've gone up like 2,000 subscribers. It's pretty incredible. Like, just a couple of my shorts took off, and wow, okay, there you go. That's interesting. If you're watching from just like my sub feed, thanks for watching. This is the kind of content this is like what my like projects are, basically, like fixing up old junk and making it look cool again. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like, I'll respond the best I can. I mean, I try to get to every comment. Like, I'm always online pretty much, so I can answer some questions if you need help with stuff. I appreciate you watching. See ya.